Hey everybody, we are live. Sorry to be running a little late. My husband is doing a family Zoom call downstairs. I was trying to help him get set up, so please forgive me. I was running up and down the steps trying to get things situated. So here, Tammy from Me, Myself, and I is DIY. It is here tonight. So thank you, Tammy, for joining us. So let me go ahead and give the greeting, then I can start greeting everybody. Welcome to YouTube Talk with Denise Jordan. On this episode of the Shoutout Sunday Show, we're going to be considering new ideas for our YouTube channels. I really want to talk about that. So I got a couple things planned for that. We're also going to be taking a look at Derral Eves' 30-Day Creator Challenge, and then I'll give a few shout-outs and do some preliminary channel audits in the form of the shout-outs, and then give updates on open invites and collabs. But before we get into that, if you're new to my channel, I'm Denise Jordan, and I teach women how to grow their influence through YouTube. So if that sounds like something you want to do, then subscribe. Hit that subscribe button and double tap that little bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos. If you've joined us on the replay, welcome, and I'm sure you'll get good value from what we do here tonight. Please jump in on the conversation and leave comments in the description, in the comment section. And for those of you that have joined us live, how you doing? How you doing? And thank you guys for putting up with me being a little bit tardy tonight. I tell you, my hubby was trying to get this family Zoom call. And why they decided to do a Zoom call at the same time of my show, I don't know. And I did convince him to go downstairs so that I wouldn't hear them talking upstairs. And then there was just a little bit of trouble with him trying to get things sorted out. So he's on it, and now I'm here. So, hey, everybody, thank you for being patient. So who's on with us? Well, Tammy from Me, Myself, and DIYing It. Shanji at Living Life to the Fullest. And then, of course, my sister, Marilyn from Fabulous Design on a Budget is with me. She's always here giving support, and I so appreciate it. Organized by Darcy. Hey, Darcy. And let's see. Everyday Living with Karen Jeter. Hey, Karen. Andrea Mason from the Queen's Court. Create with Cindy, and Cindy's getting a shout out tonight. And of course, Stephanie from Creatively Miss Me with Stephanie. So how are you ladies doing? And let's just go ahead and circle up, because I think our show tonight is going to be fire. I really think it will. I thought last week's show was pretty good, but I think tonight's show is going to be equally as good, because one of the things that I'm finding is that, okay, so now where's my circle? There we go. One of the things that I'm finding is that as we learn new things, now more and more people are starting to take action. And I want to talk about a couple of those people tonight, and which one of those is Grandma Sandy. And the other is Carol at My Blessedness. And let's see, that's it, I think. Yeah, so that's who we want to talk about tonight. And I've got 17 people on. If I could get 17 thumbs up, that would just be great. I'd appreciate that. So, okay, let me give you the rundown on what we're going to do tonight. I guess before I do that, I should ask the question like, well, what you sipping on tonight? I just got ice water tonight. My eating has been out of control. And if you guys have had the same problem, just say me too in the comment section, or rather in the chat box. I have been eating out of control. Ice cream and homemade sundaes just about every night, or pie, apple pie a la mode, pecan pie. I have been into so much comfort food. I don't know. I think all of the stress of the coronavirus, and then the stress of the protest after the death of George Floyd, I have just been eating like a nut. And, you know, of course, our Weight Watchers meeting has been closed. So I've just been eating like crazy. So yeah, I see lots of people are saying me too. So I have got ice water tonight. I think I need to do a cleanse or at least go on a clean eating strategy. And then the other thing I was doing was, I don't know, I put this pork roast in, well, pork tenderloin in for dinner. And I thought I had it in long enough, but when I ran down to look at it, it was still pink in the center. So I had to put it back in till my husband it's going to take another 30 minutes, keep an eye on it. So we'll see how that happens. He has been known to burn food. So I might have to call him on the phone downstairs to say, honey, check on that pork tenderloin. So we'll see. So, okay. So what do we have? So Marilyn's got Sprite. I love Sprite. I like 7-Up better, but I also love Sprite. Andrea's got water. Sandy at Sister Covenant's Life has water with mine. Carol at My Blessed Nest has hot spice mystic chai tea. Sounds good. And Cindy's got Mountain Dew. Tammy has water. Diva has sweet tea. Crafty Leanie. Hey, ladies, Crafty Leanie is a new person here tonight. I invited her to join us. I met her on Grandma Sandy's Fairy Garden Challenge. And I just thought she would enjoy this group of women. So I invited her to join us tonight. And here I am running around like a knot, jumping on late. And then here we have a new member, well, a new guest joining us tonight. So, Leanie, let me let you know that you have joined a group of women who we call the Sister Circle. And we are a group of like-minded women who have banded together to grow our YouTube channels one subscriber at a time. And we talk about collabs and challenges, and we talk about ways to help each other grow their channels, that kind of thing. So, and she's fairly new in her YouTube journey, and I just thought she might enjoy this community of women. So she joined us. So, Crafty Leanie, thank you for joining us, and I think you'll be glad you're here. Now, one thing to keep in mind, since you are new here, one thing we do is I'm the only one that can use the word subscriber, because if you do otherwise, YouTube will block you. And we encourage each other to support one another. We don't do drama over here. We just we feel like I can be beautiful and you can be beautiful. We can all grow together. So thank you for joining us, and I think you will like our group. So I encourage everyone, Crafty Leanie, say hi to her. She does like DIYs and all kind of crafts and things like that. So be sure to check her out. And if you like what you see, maybe you might join her family. If you don't want to think it's the kind of content that's right for you, just say hi and keep it moving. And Ginger Chick Rehab is with us again tonight too. So hey, Ginger. Styling with Stacy is here, and we've got a good group of ladies here tonight. So okay, so let me give the rundown for tonight's show. So first of all, we're going to talk about video ideas for our channels. And I don't know, I got to thinking that this might be a good topic for us tonight. After we talked about description boxes and tags last week, I wanted to follow up with something good. And I had watched another video by Derral Eves, and it was a live stream that was over an hour long. It was very good. I mean, the content was right on target, but I thought you guys probably don't want an hour-long video assignment. So I assigned another one of his videos, which we all need that work as well. And it's only about 10 minutes. So I thought, well, we can do that one. And then we'll talk about his 30-day creator challenge, which I think I'm going to try to take advantage of. And I thought I'd mention it to you guys. So we're going to talk about that. And then we'll do some shout outs in the form of mini channel artists. When I say mini, I mean little or small. Like we did last week, we looked at description boxes and titles. We'll do the same thing for the people that are going to get the shout outs tonight, and their names are already in the description box. So if you have another device that you can look at in addition to this screen so that you can kind of look at what's going on with them, I got my iPad set up like right here. So I can kind of look them up while I'm talking to you guys. Have that ready. So Crafty Leanie, is your name? Oh, your name's Eileen. Okay. So Crafty Leanie is Eileen. So hey, welcome Eileen. So have that available, and then we'll get updates on open invites and collabs. And then if we're done with that, when we're done with that, if there's time, we can answer a few questions. Now, here's the thing, especially for the people that are fairly new with us. If we don't get to the open invites and collabs tonight, which I think we will, oh, excuse me, I will put them in the description box. Now, I might not get to it until tomorrow, depending upon how long we're on tonight, but they'll get in here. But I've also learned that not only do I need to put them in the description box in this video, I also put them in a post on my community tab. That way, you guys can see it both ways, because people have trouble finding this particular link, because I'm not really actively trying to promote this channel. This is just like for us. And hey, Sweet Urban Rose, good to have you with us tonight too. Her name is Keisha. So it's good to have you with us again. Keisha is one of our newer little sisters that are on with us. Keisha, we've got a new person on with us tonight. Her name is Crafty Leanie. Her name is Eileen. Her channel is Crafty Leanie. So everybody say hi to Eileen. And let's see. So our video assignment tonight then is from Derral Eves, and it's called How to Optimize Your Videos on YouTube to Get More Views. And it's by Derral Eves. Now, one of the things I'm really trying to stress with my granddaughter as she starts her new YouTube channel, and as you guys have already learned, it's not just the views that we want, but we need the views to get the opportunity to increase the watch time. Because as we know, watch time is king, but content is queen. So we want to get the watch time, but we've got to get the views to get the watch time. In order to get the views, to get the click, we've got to have an engaging thumbnail and then a title that draws them in. Now I can see Create what Cindy said, that people's comments are not showing up on her channel. Cindy, what people said last week, which helped them, was if they step out and step back in, or if they do a refresh, that takes care of it. So do a refresh and that should help. Oh, my throat is dry tonight. I can see everybody's comment. Hey, okay, watch time is king and content is queen. Either way, yes, watch time, because YouTube pays you for watch time. So that's where you need to be. You need to get that watch time up. But in order to get the watch time, you've got to have engaging content, and you also have to have an engaging thumbnail. So there's that. And Eileen, one of the things that we do on here, we try to share knowledge. We try to blow your mind with information so that you can apply it to your YouTube channel. And what we want to do is level up our channels. Every video, we want to level up by 1%, and you get to choose what that 1% is. So again, check out Derral Eves' video, how to optimize your videos on YouTube to get more views. And I got the link in the description box already. And then if you're so inclined, after you watch that one, check out his latest video about, I think it was 10 mistakes YouTubers make. It's a live stream and it's a long one, but it had a lot of good value. So check out that. He is the mentor for Nick Nimmons. If you guys know Nick Nimmons, he's Nick Nimmons' mentor. All right, so now Carol at My Blessed Nest said it happened to her last week where sometimes the chat wasn't showing up. So make sure you can refresh the page. I think that's what people did. So there's that. All right. Okay, so let's get started on our YouTube strategy session. And the thing that I wanted to do to talk about for YouTube strategy tonight was how to increase your watch time. And one of the ways that I've learned is to increase your watch time is to create a video series. And you guys know I'm a Sean Cannell fanatic. You know, I follow his teaching, drunk the Kool-Aid, got the message, and that kind of thing. But what I've learned from him is that start with the end in mind, number one. So start with the end in mind. And when you create a video, don't create just a one-off video, but think about how you can create a series of video 3, 4, or 5 to carry a message through. So once the subscriber or the viewer is done watching video 1, they'll say, well, I want to know a little bit more, dig a little deeper. So they go to video 2, and then they watch video 3 and video 4. Now, why do you want to do that? Well, as I said, it gives people a reason to come back to your channel or to dig deeper to further engage in your content. That's number one. Because we want them to dig deeper, because the more time they stay on your YouTube channel, the more YouTube authority you get. And then YouTube, the algorithm will say, well, people are kind of liking this person's content. Well, let's serve up a little bit more. So more and more of your things may get recommended. Now, Michelle at My Everyday Wife Life says her May vlog series increased her watch time greatly. Oh yeah, Michelle, I can certainly see how it could. I watched several of your May vlogs, and I really liked the way you titled them, My May Vlogs, and you had different little things that were going on. But it was like every day people wanted to jump in and see, well, what are you talking about the next day? So Michelle, if people could borrow your idea, maybe someone else might consider doing a June vlogs or doing a Fly Lady vlogs, which is one of the things that I'm working on, or some other kind of vlogs that can keep people coming back to your channel and engaging in your content. So kudos to Michelle for her May vlogs, because Michelle is one of those people that when we talk about doing something, she acts on it, and she's trying to level up her channel by 1% every day. So Marilyn at Fabulous Designs on a Budget did the same thing with her color series on the tablescape. So every month, maybe a couple of times a month, she has a tablescape series in a different color scheme. So again, kudos to Marilyn at Fabulous Designs on a Budget for acting on information related to series. So there's that. And as I said, it also gives people an opportunity to further engage with your content, which is what you want. And then if you link the videos one to the other, they can be housed in a playlist, and then people will often binge watch the playlist. And that is what we want as well. So there's that. It also helps you to build authority, particularly depending upon what you create that video about, but it helps you build authority on a particular topic. So for example, I've got several videos on how to get stains out of different clothing. So my laundry videos are helping me to build authority on YouTube. So there's that. And then YouTube may begin to recommend your videos to other subscribers or to other viewers. You may, that kind of thing. So that's a good reason why you should create a series. Now, here's the question, and I'm going to type the question in here. And Stephanie from Creatively Miss Me with Stephanie says she loves to see the growth from the circle. And Leanie, in case you're wondering, I should say Eileen, as I said, we are the sister circle. And so sometimes, I guess I can spell tonight. And sometimes we'll say circle up. And what it means to circle up means you are ready to get down to business. You're ready. We are closing ranks. We are tightening things up. We are taking care of business to grow these YouTube channels one subscriber at a time. And you can find a little circle in the emoji section below. You just have to type in circle and then it pops up. At least that's how I get it. The other ladies found it weeks before I did. So there's that. But now, how do you decide on a video series? If you have another device that you can access while we're talking, grab it real quick. It's your phone, your tablet, whatever, your kid's phone, grab it real quick, because I want you to kind of move along with me as I do a couple of things. But how can you find video series to consider? Well, first of all, it depends upon what it is that your channel's about. Now, my channel's about cooking, cleaning, laundry, that kind of thing, at least my regular YouTube channel. This channel right here is all about YouTube strategy. That's all we talk about over here. I don't do any collabs or anything like that. All I do is talk about this over here. Now, why do I have this channel? For those of you that are new, I used to talk about YouTube strategy for this same group of ladies on my TNT channel, my This and That with Denise Jordan, which is where Eileen first met me through This and That with Denise Jordan and my fairy garden video. Well, my YouTube mentors told me 3 times, why are you talking about YouTube? That's not what you say you're supposed to be doing. What your value proposition is, which is my about page, which is what I say I do, cooking, cleaning, laundry. Somehow or another, we just kind of grew into talking about YouTube strategy. So I moved this content off of my regular channel over here, because one of the things that Sean has said is don't ever put up a video that your subscribers didn't ask for. And my subscribers didn't ask for YouTube strategy. Now, the 150 people that are here, they want YouTube strategy. But my other subscribers, that's not what they signed up for. So that's why I moved it over here. So that's just to let you know about that. Now, what I want you to consider doing is go to a search bar in Google. Let's do that. Let's find a search bar in Google on your, just open a search bar on your tablet, phone, whatever, and type in how to clean. How to clean A. Just type in how to clean A. So now Tammy says she takes her idea, she'll key it in the search bar, and if she doesn't see it in the search bar, she knows she's on the right target for a series. Okay, that's one way to look at it. But so if you type in how to clean A in your search bar, what pops up? So in my search bar, when I type, and now sometimes it'll be predicated on what you've searched for before. But when I type in how to clean A, I get how to clean a Keurig, how to clean a mattress, how to clean a washing machine. So there's several things right there that popped up. I can consider making videos on each of those topics. Now, if we look at how to clean a Keurig, I've done a video on how to clean a Keurig. However, I have an older Keurig. My sister bought a new one, which she let me borrow. I got Keurig 2.0. Well, what about Keurig 3.0 or 4.0? I could do another video on that one. Diva checked how to clean eggs. She got AirPods, cast iron skillet, mattress. Hey, Cheryl from iStyle My Style, or is it Stephanie? I think it's Stephanie from iStyle My Style. How you doing? So there's that. Oh, so it is Cheryl. I was right. So those are all videos that I could consider making because cleaning is my thing. Now let's just back up for a moment. And let's talk about Grandma Sandy. Now, Grandma Sandy just dropped her Fairy Garden Challenge on June the 5th. And it was so cute. She does such a good job with her fairy gardens. And a lot of you jumped in on that collaboration. And that's where I met Eileen at Crafty Leanie, was through the Fairy Garden Challenge. So I was thinking about the fairy gardens, and a couple of people in my comments said they'd never heard of a fairy garden before. They didn't know what it was. And so they were very interested when they saw it. It was like, oh, you know what? I might consider doing one. Another person said, I've never thought about doing a fairy garden. Maybe I'll add that to my gardening project, because they did gardening, but they didn't do fairy gardens. So there was that. So I got to thinking for Grandma Sandy, and I made a couple comments last week, and I'm not sure if she heard it, but one of the things that, so I sent her a message today with some of these ideas. So I thought in her, since she does fairy gardens, that's her thing. Number one, I think she should add fairy garden to her name. Um, well, either if not in her name, then she should claim the hashtag Grandma Sandy Fairy Gardens. Because when I just when I just type in Grandma Sandy, I get about 10 or 12 different Grandma Sandys, and I have to struggle around a little bit to find just the right one. So I think if she should, one, claim the hashtag Grandma Sandy Fairy Gardens, and this is what I mean. So that when I'm looking for her, if I type in Grandma Sandy Fairy Gardens, she pops up right away. So there's that. But so I thought she could do a series of 5 videos. The first video could be how to make a fairy garden. And I think I did a video similar to that a couple of years ago when I did my first one. But she is the fairy garden queen. So she should do a video on, one, how to make a fairy garden, and use those exact words in the title as well as in the first, in her intro. She could also do a second follow-up video on the 5 best places to purchase items for your fairy garden. And this is so funny because in the comment section, when I had looked at her fairy garden, I was leaving her a little note that said, I'm looking forward to you telling us the 5 best places to shop for fairy garden supplies. And one of the ladies said, oh, she wrote back to me and said, well, you can look here, 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 and here. And I just laughed and said, thank you, because I did appreciate it. But that was a subtle hint to Grandma Sandy. Here's another video you should consider doing. And then maybe she could do a third video on 3 or 4 reasons why I like fairy gardens, like 5 reasons why I like fairy gardens. She could do another video on where she showcases her 3 or her top 3 or top 5 or her top 3 or top 5 favorite fairy gardens. Thank you, Kay. I know Dollar General has a lot. And one of the girls answered me, I think I can't remember who it was, but she had a African-American fairy, which I've not been able to find. And I was like, where did you find that? And so she said Family Dollar was. And the other video that I thought she could do was 3, 4, or 5 items that every fairy garden lover should have in their collection. So Carol just said, because we are to answer questions our subscribers ask, and boom, she's exactly right. So these are 5 videos that she could do easily because she is the fairy garden queen without too much trouble at all. And her last video was about how to do things that didn't cost any money. This series would not cost her any money. Connect them together. And if I'm a new person and I want to learn about how to do fairy gardens, I would watch all 5 of those 5 videos. So that's just a thought. And I did send her that message, but I thought, So there's that. The other thing I want you guys, I better call my husband. Thank you. He's on that live chat, that Zoom call. So, because I've been up here half an hour already. I'll tell him to turn the oven off. I can still hear him talking through the door even. Hey, honey, would you turn the oven off? Would you turn the oven off? Thank you, bye. He didn't really want to talk because he's in the middle of that session, but I'm like, okay, it's easier for him to run across the room since, he's just talking to family. I'm not. Thank you, Carol. All right. So, okay, so now we're going to let's look up this. Oh, let me put it in. To make a I guess I should watch for. So if you type in how to make a container garden, The cooking guru burning the rose. I don't know. I don't know if I just started it too late. It just didn't cook like I thought it was going to. So it's taken longer than I wanted to. But okay, so type in how to make a container garden and see what comes up. And when you type that in, there's lots of things that pop up under how to make a container garden. And when you look at not only the things that you type into the search bar, but also what are the other related topics that people check? So how do I, when I typed in how to make a container and I just put in the G, like how to make a container G, then what came up was how to make a container garden, garden box, garden stand, and that kind of thing. So those were 3 or 4 different videos right there that I can make. And you guys know container gardens are my thing. Then I typed in addition to how to make a container garden. So I got to thinking, well, what else did people ask about? And if you look down lower on your Google page, it will give you some ideas as to what are other questions that people ask. And so people ask, how do I start a container garden? How do you start a vegetable garden in a container? How do you plan a container garden? How do you make your first container garden? Oh, no, this was a title of a video that someone had already made. Make your first container garden. The second video was everything you need to know about container gardens. And those 2 videos were older. So YouTube rewards newer content. So if how to make your first container garden is 2 or 3 years old, then I make a newer video, but the title is slightly differently, then that could give me more YouTube credit. Hey, Tashi, it's good to have you with us. It's always good to have you with us, and you are not late. You're here when you can get here. So those are some things so that's a way to consider a series of how to find a series of things that are relevant for you. So then I got to thinking, and we're going to do the shout outs a tad bit early now. So right now and then I got to thinking about Marilyn at Fabulous Designs on a Budget. Now, Marilyn's one of our shout outs for tonight. So before we jump into her shout out, I just wanted to look real quick at my notes and what I had about her. Now, one of Marilyn's things is bar cards. She likes to do a collaboration every season on styling your bar card. Her and Diva do this every season. So Marilyn and Diva like bar cards, but Marilyn's the host, so she likes bar cards. Well, I'm one of those folks. I've done that collab a couple of times, but I really don't have a bar card. So I had this little table that I set in the corner that I kind of put a few things on and kind of styled it and called it a bar card. And then at holiday time, I will set things up on my buffet or on another buffet and create a beverage station. But Miss Marilyn, I got to thinking about you and I said, so what kind of series might Marilyn consider doing? Well, these are some of the topics that I came up with. And then as I searched this, other stuff kind of popped up in ads and, all around. You guys know how YouTube does. So this one was how to put together a bar card. That was my first question, was like how to put together a bar card. So Marilyn could do a video called how to put together a bar card or how to style a bar card. And I found a video titled just that, how to style a bar card. Then I thought, well, what are the best bar cards to buy if I was going to buy one? So she could do a video on best bar cards. And I actually found a video that said Bar Card Buying Guide 2020. So there was that. So you could create a similar video, but put your own spin on it. Then I thought, well, if I was going to buy one, where would I go? I'd go to Pier 1 for most things, but can I afford a Pier 1 bar card? Are there some bar cards somewhere else that's a little bit cheaper? So best places to buy a bar card. And then Marilyn, here's the coup de grace, I thought anyway. I was thinking, like when I was thinking about Grandma Sandy's and like 5 essential items or 5 items that every fairy garden lover should have. what are 5 items you should always have on a bar cart? And then I found a video entitled The Anatomy of the Perfect Bar Cart. That was the title of the video, Melvin, the Anatomy of the Perfect Bar Cart. So you might want to check that out. And then I found another one called Bar Cart Essentials featuring the New Air wine fridge. So when I was thinking, well, what should you have on a bar cart? And then I kind of found these 2 videos that kind of answered that question. You should answer that question. And this one, 12 bourbons you need to have on your bar cart. Now, I wouldn't know one bourbon from the other, but this was a video. And then another video was how to stock your bar cart. So you see, I found 4 or 5 different videos around essential items or items you should have on a bar cart. So in addition to these different bourbons and whatever, what about those little screwy things where you have to screw the wine out? What about those little shakers and whatever? So those are just some things to think about. And then, should I get a rolling bar cart, or do I need is a stationary beverage station better? So what about a video on rolling bar cart versus stationary beverage station? And then maybe you should have, like, what family-friendly beverages to have on your bar cart. There's another thought. So when you have a bar cart, what family-friendly beverages should you have? And then here's another thought. What if you have family members who don't drink alcohol? So what beverages should you have on a bar cart for people that don't drink alcohol? So those are all things that I came up that you could create a series with around a bar cart. And those of you that do other things could come up with very similar ideas. And so I want us to talk a little bit about that in just a minute. So for those of you that are into organizing, what are some video ideas for organizing? And let's have everybody jump in here. Everyone give some ideas. And Eileen and Ginger Chick, this is what we do. We share ideas to help each other grow. Cal's tongue say they better have some Pepsi for her. Now, Cal, that is a very good point. Because here's the thing. I have a cousin that she drinks Pepsi. So whenever I know I'm having a family gathering and she's coming over, I make a point that I buy Pepsi just for her. I might just have 2 or 3 little bottles or little cans and set it aside, but I always have Pepsi for her. So that's a good point. If you have someone that you know likes a certain thing, you should have it. So, okay, so Stephanie says, organize your pantry. So how to organize your pantry. Okay, what else? Ginger Chick Rehab is Yvonne. Now, you know, Carol, it's going to take me a minute to remember that, but Ginger Chick is Yvonne. Oh, wait a minute. You guys are throwing the answers in here so quick, I can't even see them. So, all right. So we talked about, we're trying to get organizing now for people that are into organizing. So Stephanie said, how to organize your pantry. Tashi says, how to organize small spaces. Eileen at Crafty Leanie says labels. So when you say labels, maybe how to make labels to organize your pantry or something like that. Because if you're organizing your pantry, you need to have labels. So for you, those of you that do DIYs, are you going to do DIY labels? That kind of thing. Wendy Always Busy says, oh, wait, where is it? Organizing tools and supplies. Okay, so what organizing and tools and supplies do you need? Tammy says how to organize different spaces in your home, how to organize your bathroom, how to organize your linen closet, how to organize your refrigerator, how to organize under the bathroom cabinet, how to organize under the kitchen sink, how to organize your office, how to organize your bookshelf. So there's lots of different things that you can do on there. How to organize a closet, how to organize a pantry, how to organize your drawers. Yes. So Darcy, definitely. Those are things you want to consider. Organize under the cabinet, says Sandy. Carol says, how can I make organizing fun? Great. Organizing craft areas. Each room could be a playlist for organizing, and you could organize different areas of that room for the playlist. Boom, exactly. So each room could be a playlist for organizing, and you could organize different areas of the room for that playlist. So yes, now, Carol said, put it in your notebook. Now, guys, you remember, I think it was a couple of weeks ago when Carol was planning her Q&A for her June 3rd show. We talked about like what were some questions that we might need answered, and I mentioned, like how to organize some ideas and things. And so she took my question and answered it on her live stream, and she suggested putting these things in a notebook. So yes, making sure you put it in your notebook. And I got to do a notebook tonight, because when I was thinking about the shout outs, I thought, now who have I given shout outs to already? I couldn't remember. I had to go back and look. But yes. So how to organize the linen closet under the kitchen sink. Darcy, how to organize kitchen drawers is Stacy. And garage organization. Tashi said she needs help in this categories, and she doesn't have any tips. So craft area, small spaces, a pocketbook, wallet, makeup box, etc. How to organize your stockpile. Oh yeah, your stash. How to organize your kitchen. And then Eileen says how to organize your car trunk. So yes, these are all great tips. So for those of you ladies that are into organization, these are some great ideas. I was hoping we would get at least 5. Now let's talk about something else. Let's go a little bit deeper. So Eileen, your thing is crafty Eileen. So maybe organizing is not your thing. You're into crafts, but how can you make organizing work for you? How to organize your craft room is perfect for someone who is creative and crafty, because you've got all this stuff. How are you going to organize it? So that will draw in the people that not only are into crafts, but now, you're also doing them a service one step farther by telling them how they can organize those materials. How to organize decor not in use. That is huge, because I was asking my husband, I'm looking for my lemonade sign. Where is it? I think it's up in the attic in a bin. Well, if he's got my summer stuff my summer stuff bins up in the attic, I can't access them. So he's got to bring those down. So yes, create what Cindy said. She needs a notebook just for making videos. You guys, that's one of the things that Carol at My Blessed Nest talked about in her live stream. And I'm writing myself a note about that. But since we're talking about Carol and her live stream, why don't we just go ahead and give her a shout out and give kudos to Carol? Because one of the things that we do on this channel is we operationalize, or we put into action the things that we talk about, the things that we learned here. And I have been challenging you guys to go live. And Carol went live and also to create a show. And Carol went live with a Q&A show about organization, because organization is her thing. And several of you guys jumped on to give her some support. And I want to thank you guys for doing that. And I know Carol was very appreciative. And she answered several of our questions. And I know, Tasha, you were on and she answered one of your questions too. So Carol, good job for taking the information that we talk about here and actually applying it to your YouTube channel. Okay. And let's see what else. So everyone's giving Carol kudos, and so we appreciate that. And then I think also we need to give a shout out to Grandma Sandy. And I listened to her video today, and remember a couple of weeks ago when Lady Phoenix at Really Good Living said she was going to be hosting a series, a new collaboration, where once a month, I think it was once a month for the next like few months, she was going to do a some kind of a series where we offer YouTube advice. And, you know, I do this every Sunday. So I told her I just really didn't think that I could add something else to my plate. But Grandma Sandy jumped in and said she would be willing to participate in that offering of YouTube advice. And Grandma Sandy's been on YouTube for almost 6 years. Her channel has grown very slowly. She's learned a lot, though, when she will say that she learned a lot by becoming a part of our group and learning things from us, from our group. But she says, I still don't know a lot of things. She said, there's so much that I don't know, but I'm learning and I'm willing to try. And she stepped out there and is willing to put her face on YouTube live. Well, to step out there and offer the advice that she has learned. And she said throughout that video, I'm not an expert. I'm still learning. There's a lot I don't know, but I'm willing to give it a try. And then she told about her journey and some of the struggles that she had and some of the things that she's learned. And it was very nice. And I appreciated the fact that she was willing to take the bull by the horns and learn things. One of the things that she said was that her grandchildren would always put the videos up for her because she didn't know how to do that. And she will tell us that, you know, it's hard for her to learn some of the different computer things, but now she's learned how to upload her own videos. So she's doing that herself. And she said, now that I can upload my own videos, I can be more consistent with my uploading, with, you know, populating my channel and that kind of thing. So Stephanie is letting us know that the group is called the Mastermind Influencer Team, and there are 7 of them on the team, and it looks like Stephanie is maybe one of the 7. And I just thought it was just really nice that she was willing to learn something new to help us. And, you know, she's put herself out there, and I thought, just like me, you know, when I learn something new, I'm willing to share it with you guys, and then we try to figure out how we can take action on that stuff. So way to go, Grandma Sandy, for stepping out there. Even, I mean, you, as Sean says, you punched fear in the face and said, I'm going to learn how to do this and do this anyway. And then she's sharing the things that she's learning with the Mastermind Influencer Team. And then Carol started her Q&A show, and it's on organization. And I thought she did a lovely job. It was her second show, and she was a little nervous about it. And she said she's going to try to maybe do it once a month. But I think, Carol, you should think about maybe twice a month and then get to maybe every week if you could. But at least twice a month, you should have that Q&A show. And Carol takes questions from us. But also, Carol, don't forget those questions that people pose in your videos in the comment section. Those are questions, because I found what I used to do was I would just answer the question and keep it moving. And then it was like, oh, that's a question that I could do a video about. So every question you answer is video that you can do as well. All right. So I think I got sidetracked here. So, all right. So we looked at some things that Marilyn could come up with ideas about. So now if you are a crafter, if you're a crafter, and do DIY, what are some videos that people could make videos about? And what I want you to think about is a series of 5. As Sean says, we want to start with the end in mind. So now maybe you only get 3. And one of the things you want to be sure to tell people is, now when you're done here, be sure and come back and see the video about, like, if on Maryland's bar carts, for example. So maybe you may say, so when you're done here, like how to put a bar cart together. So as you might say, once you're done here, be sure and come on back next week and see my video on best bar carts. I'm going to give you a buying guide. Now that video is not done yet. She's just thinking about it. And it might take you 2 weeks to get it done. But people will come back and look for it, and that gives you an impetus to kind of get ready for the next one. So be sure and think about that. So there's that. So, okay, so crafters, What are some crafting videos that we can do? Thinking with the end in mind, one of the things that I might say that I think one of the first things you might consider doing is craft room organization. And then favorite craft supplies. Marilyn says must have craft supplies. Yeah, I think crafts must have craft supplies. Tammy says the essentials for a crafter. Yeah, like what do you need? Like I got to work on, if I need to paint something, I got to figure out, okay, so where are the paintbrushes? So I tell my husband, honey, I got to paint this. So where's the paintbrush? And he gets everything out that I need. And then I just, work with it. Carol says crafting hacks. Okay, crafting hacks are good. Crafting hacks for different things. Inexpensive crafting tools. Stacy, that's a great one. Inexpensive crafting tools, because don't we all need to save money? Where's the best place to buy crafting tools? What are 5 crafting tools that every crafter should have in their craft room? What's the best glue gun to purchase? Or maybe the top 3 glue guns, that kind of thing. I wonder, did that man take that? While you guys think about favorite brands and different things like that, I'm going to run downstairs and make sure he took that roast out of the oven. I can smell it. I'm a little concerned. Will, did you get the roast out of the oven? Did you get the roast out of the oven? Take it out, please. He said, you told me to turn it out. You didn't tell me to take it out. Which is what I did. I said, turn it off. But if you turn it off, it's going to continue to cook. So he's getting it out now. So, okay, the reasons why I like to craft. Dollar Tree crafts are hot. Yes, Dollar Tree crafts are so hot. So you can always do well with that. Compare different types of glue guns. Yes, you can. Glue gun A, glue gun B. Let's see, what kind of glue guns are there out there? Okay, so hot glue guns. And so I'm looking, there's the CC Better Mini Hot Melt Glue, the Chandler Tool Hot Glue Gun, the AdTech Multi-Temp Glue Gun, Elmer's Craft Bond Glue Guns. So yeah, so maybe you did a video where you compared 2, 3, or 5 glue guns. So yeah, you could do that. And compare different types of glue, like glue sticks. Let's see what else. So Tammy says, I'm doing a glue gun comparison. And let's see, I gotta be able to get it. She received I better take a drink. So Tammy's doing a glue gun comparison right now. She received glue guns from 2 different companies. See? Exactly. Do that comparison. And Tammy, when you do that comparison, talk about, like how well you like them, that kind of thing. But also maybe check a few reviews by other people and see what they have to say and share that too. Trash to Treasure is hot. Yes. Hey, Kenya, good to have you with us. AdTech seems to be the #1 glue gun. Well, compare, talk about the AdTech glue gun. Why is it hot? Why is it not? What you like about the AdTech glue gun? What you don't like about the AdTech glue gun? Is the AdTech glue gun all that or not? That kind of thing. Corded glue gun versus cordless glue gun. Trash to Treasure, yes. Kenya, what we're doing right now is we're coming up with video ideas for different members of the circle. So right now we're looking at crafters and some different video ideas for them. Now you guys should be having a notebook. You guys should have a little notebook so that you can write down these ideas that make sense for you. Now, Eileen and Yvonne at Ginger Chick Rehab. Let me be sure and say this because I forgot to say it. One of the things that I do on here is I'll give the updates on all the open invites and collabs that I've learned about. So people will send me will email me their information about their open invites and collabs. And then I'll give the list at the end of the show and put them in our description box and on my community tab. Here's the thing. Don't feel obligated to join a collab. You don't have to do any. You don't have to do all. You can choose to do a collaboration if it fits into your YouTube strategy. Why might you consider doing a collaboration? Well, it gets more eyeballs on your channel. It provides access to more people, more subscribers. Let's say, just like I did the fairy garden one, because I do a fairy garden every summer, and I got to know Eileen from Crafty Leanie. Well, now that, she's joined my family and I've gotten to know her, now she's getting to know all of you. So that's a reason to join a collaboration. It gets you exposure to more people. You kind of get to know them. They get to know you. You leave comments, thoughtful comments. You watch their videos, that kind of thing, and they get to know you, that kind of thing. However, if it doesn't fit into your YouTube strategy, don't do them. There's many ladies that join us every week or every other week, and they don't do any of the collabs. They just get the information. They kind of get to know the people in the community, and they keep it moving. And that is fine too. All right, so now Miss Congeniality had crafting ideas for gifting and maybe gift ideas for crafters. So like at Mother's Day, Christmas, that kind of thing, you could do a gift guide for crafters. Boom! I might have to think about that just so I can get the views from a gift guide. Well, I probably wouldn't do that though. But for those of you that are crafters, should definitely be doing a gift guide for crafters. So Miss Congeniality, you're definitely onto something there. So yes, pretty paper notebooks. I got a couple of them. Let's see. Cindy said, you have done the best thing I have thrifted collab. Oh, yeah, the best thing I've thrifted collab. Yes. You're welcome, Yvonne. And let's see. Oh, Marilyn, thank you. Marilyn said, excellent content tonight. You know what, Marilyn? I have to tell you guys, my mom went home Friday. Friday. Me and my husband packed everything up and we took her and my sister home. They had some plumbing issues. Their sewage, the pipes in their sewage somewhere under the yard collapsed, and they had to have, like, people had to come in with a backhoe and do all kind of stuff to kind of unclog the pipes and then put in new pipes. It was terrible. And the insurance company was giving them a runaround, so they couldn't live in their home for a month. So they were living here. And then my mom was kind of getting more and more difficult to manage, and I was just overwhelmed and exhausted. So the past few weeks, I haven't been on my game. I've just been struggling day to day just to get by. So I feel like I'm more alert today. And so they went home on Friday. So last week I was able to do a little bit more preparation. And so today, so thank you. Thank you very much. I am trying to do better because I want to give you guys a reason for coming. So, okay. But yes, thrifting is always good. Thrifting is always good. And I think too, one of the things that I'm noticing lately too is that people are joining together in closed collaborations, like maybe a group of 5 or a group of 7 or a group of 10. Kenya's been in a couple of those. And then right now, Stephanie is in that one with the master class influencers. I think that's what you said they're called, Stephanie. But that Lady Phoenix has started, so there's that. But I've seen some of those, and those seem to be working well as well. It works good for the people that in the 5 or the 7, because you watch those videos in that group, and then everybody that is in their different circles kind of get to know you a little bit too. So I've seen that. So mastermind, that's it, mastermind. So yes, those are good as well. So I've seen a lot of that. So now, styling with Stacy, she says she loves to thrift. Haven't done it for a while, but this may be her push to get it started. People do like to thrift. Thrifting is a thing out there. It's definitely a thing. Okay, so for those people that are thrifters, what are some ideas now for people who are thrifters? And now here's the thing too, guys. The ideas that I want you to think about tonight are what we call evergreen. So we want evergreen ideas. Now, I love thrifting, why I love thrifting, that kind of thing. That could be evergreen. So yeah. So that Joan Brody, the thrift queen. We were just talking about thrifting, and here Joan jumps on. Hey, Joan. So right now what we're doing is we're trying to come up with ideas for people who love to thrift. Now, here's the thing. We want ideas that are evergreen. Now, Eileen and Yvonne, in case you don't know what evergreen is, it's an idea that will be around for the next 5 or 10, well, for the next couple of years. It's not something that will go out of style. It's not trendy. So what are some ideas for thrifters? Now, let's see. We've got what not to buy as a thrifter. Okay, so there's that one. That's a good one too. Like if what not to buy. Why I love thrifting probably will always be evergreen. Like why I love thrifting. What else? What not to buy. Combine thrifting with what? Where'd that go? Combine thrifting with how to organize it when not in use. Okay, so styling with Stacy could some kind of video related to how to organize my thrifted finds or something like that. But yes, how to organize all the thrifted goodies that you find when you're not using it. Because especially if it's thrifted decor or thrifted serveware, things like that. That's a good one. Um, Things to look for when thrifting. Now, that's a great idea. And I have to tell you, one of my sisters has a Poshmark. Is that what it's called? Poshmark. And it's one of those things that are kind of like they do thrifting, only they have a closet and they buy things and sell them themselves secondhand. So it's their own personal closet, so to speak. Just like we have a YouTube channel, they have a Poshmark closet. And so they go thrifting and they buy things for their closet. And when the Mr. Rogers video came out, the one where Tom Hanks played Mr. Rogers, It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. And Mr. Rogers always wore those cardigan sweaters. Well, men's cardigan sweaters were trending big time. So for Poshmark, people were trying to thrift and find those men's cardigans and then have them on their Poshmark stores so that people could buy them. So things to look for when thrifting could be like men's cardigans because they were trending at that particular time. How to be a blessing in thrifting. Okay, now, Andrea, I'm not sure what you mean by that. And the other thing is, how are we going to search that? What do you mean? So if you could kind of give us a little bit more information on that, that would be helpful. So now Carol has jokes. What type of mask to wear while thrifting? You need to wear a mask all the time. I might have to do a video on that. Guys, speaking of masks, do you guys know that the CDC and the Poison Control Center has actually had to deal with calls and situations where people have been gargling with bleach, trying to take different kinds of disinfectant to cure or to prevent the coronavirus? Can you believe people have been that foolish? So I've been thinking, do I need to do another coronavirus video? I do not want to do another coronavirus video, but I just might have to because people are actually doing that foolishness. So anyway, Andrea, what do you mean by how to be a blessing in thrifting? And the reason why I asked that is because that might be difficult to search. Because whatever it is that we come up with, people need to be able to search it. Eileen, feel free to jump in here. We're just kind of brainstorming. Giving clothing to organizations. So, okay, so was it this Andrea that's talking about like how to be a blessing in thrifting? She means giving clothing to organizations. So you're going to have to title it a little bit differently. do your research on the keywords. But yes, what kind of items to donate to a thrift shop, that kind of thing. So yes. I know, Kenya. I know that's why people have been doing that. But I thought I need to just talk about, I might need to do a video on that. Hey, Lynn Calhoun. Hey, guys, my real sister has jumped on. Hi, honey. I didn't know you would be jumping on with this. Well, thank you. So, Silent Stacy says thrifting with a purpose. Now, for Stacy, it's funny that you say that because I've done a couple of videos on thrifting with a purpose. However, I probably won't do any more videos on that because I don't thrift very much, and I won't be doing any more videos on thrifting, I don't think. So if you guys want to borrow that title, Thrifting with a Purpose, you can, because like I said, I kind of coined that a while back, but I'm not going to be doing any more thrifting things anytime soon. So, well, Lynn Calhoun, you got on there. I know you're saying Lynn Stewart, but your title still says Lynn Calhoun. But yeah, that's my real sister. That's one of my little sisters. Hey, Joan, it's good to have you with us. So we're looking at, as I mentioned, we're looking at ideas for people that are into thrifting. What I wanted to do tonight was for each person to be able to go away with at least 5 video ideas to create for their channel. So that's what I was hoping. So Lynn, thank you for joining us. It always makes me feel good when a family member jumps on because you know how it is. They say you have to travel 50 miles and carry a briefcase to get any kind of credibility because the people that know you right at home say, oh, I know her. She ain't nobody. Well, this is my sister. She'll be like, oh, I know her. She's my sister. She ain't nobody. So I appreciate that she jumped on tonight. All right. So Eileen, are you getting value tonight? Is this being helpful for you? Are you still here? She may have jumped off too. Oh, and Renters in from Renters Live Luxury or Live Luxury. She's on. So hey, it's good to have you with us too. So yes, Crafty Lady Eileen is still with us. So yes. All right. So is there another we did crafters. We should think about design. People that do design. Decor. So what are some ideas for decor? And then we'll get into the shout outs. Okay, styling with Stacy. How to style your home with what you have. So that's a good idea, Stacy. You just got to make sure you rock the keywords like how to shop your home or whatever. But yes, that's a great idea. How to style your home with what you have. What else? Oh, Eileen, I'm so glad you're here. All right, so how to style your home with what you have. What else? Decor ideas. What else? Can you help us out here? What other ideas can you have? How to refresh a living room under $100. Good. Maybe how to choose paint for a room makeover. Michelle, since you had to do 2 or 3 different ideas when you had to repaint that room, you might consider that. How to decorate a fireplace. Okay. What else? How to use trending paint colors to decorate. I don't know. Or the top 5 paint colors for 2020, something like that. Things to look for depends on if you're a reseller. If you're thrifting for personal use, always keep the muff. Oh, okay. So now Jones got an idea. She said, so if you're thrifting for a reseller, you might have one way of shopping. So maybe there's a video on, thrift shopping for resellers or thrift shopping for people that do Poshmark, something like that. But if you're thrifting for personal use, maybe you do a video where you talk about how to thrift yourself, that kind of thing. All right, so now we're into decor. So how to decorate a multi-use room. Good idea. Kenya says she's cooking, so she can't type much. But how and where to shop for home decor on a budget. Great idea. How and where to shop for home decor on a budget. Now, is that 2 videos or is that 1? How to shop for home decor on a budget. Where to shop for home decor on a budget. That kind of thing. So Lynn Calhoun, you're saying you're not good at home decor. You need help. What are some things you need to know? Because these are the people that are going to make those videos for you. So what kind of things, questions would you ask them? Ask that question now. So they say, oh, well, I can answer that. So Diva says 5 home decor essentials you need to decorate a space. Home decor ideas for small homes. I like the 5 home decor essentials. I think that's a good idea. And then home decor ideas for small spaces. Shopping for timeless decor items. How to mix high-end pieces with bargain pieces. Okay, that's good too. And I think too, I kind of teased Diva about this a couple of times, but I thought about how to uh, refresh your room with pillows or home decor with pillows or something like that. Hey, Tammy Thompson, good to have you with us. Decorating by color. How to choose paint. How to choose paint for your home. How to choose paint for a room. So see, Diva people says they would like to see that, and how to mix and match colors and patterns. Diva is the pillow queen. She loves pillows. Just ask her husband. Um, hey, Latanya's here. Latanya, I'm sorry I missed you. Hey, how you doing? How to learn what your personal style is. Creating an elegant home on a budget. Learn what your personal style is. How to develop your personal style. How to identify your personal style. That kind of thing. Okay, so those are some ideas that you guys can use. Now, Lynn, did you have a question? How to decorate from an inspiration piece. Oh, good idea. Because you know what, Latanya, that's what I did. When I did my bedroom, I had an inspiration paint color, which was that color of the year, the first light. So, okay. So, all right. So those are some ideas. So I think we have given just about everybody in every different genre at least 5 ideas for 5 video ideas. All right. So now let's move on. The next piece that I want to talk about, oh, if they have a decorating theme. Yes. Color therapy, what it is, how to use it in your home. Those are video ideas, certainly a series, color therapy, how to use it in your home, that kind of thing. So yes. And if you guys come up with more, just go ahead and type them in there. I'm going to move on to our next topic. But for those of you that are in home decor, if you come up with other ideas, type them in there because those are what people need. So Lynn Calhoun just said she has a very small apartment. She can't paint, but wall decor with photos, and she needs it to be more modern. She said her place reminds her of her mother's home. Okay, so you guys can share some ideas with her. Again, a very small apartment. She can't paint it, but the walls are a neutral color. And so what can she do? All right. How to remodel your kitchen or bath. That was some other ideas. Okay, so we talked about how to find ideas for a series, and I showed you some ways how to do that with Google search. And then I had some ideas for Marilyn and Grandma Sandy, which I have shared. And so let me give the question of the day before I go any further. And that is, what's your takeaway from today's strategy session? So again, our question for the day, and I'll type it in. Is what's your takeaway from today's strategy? How can you use it to level up 1%? So I went ahead and put today's topic in there. I mean, today's question, just in case, because I always forget it at the end. Oh, so Tammy's talking about how to set a budget when you're remodeling. So that's a good idea. How to get a budget. So she's recorded some videos on remodeling and bathroom because she's a kitchen and bath designer. That's a good idea. Like, how do you set a budget when you're doing a remodeling project? So yes, there are several ways to work one topic to make a video series. So yep, you can do multiple videos with that. All right. So now let's talk about the Derral Eves 30-day challenge. So I don't know. Okay, so when I was watching Derral Eves, and it is the 30-day, I think it's the creator challenge, is what he called it. But I was watching his video, which the video is in the description box. If you look in the description um, box of the video, he has a link to his 30-day challenge. And I went ahead and put that link to his 30-day challenge in our description box. So you can click on it now. Derral Eves is a master. He has been on YouTube for at least 15 years. Well, yeah, he's been on YouTube for at least 15 years, I believe. He has taught and educated a lot of the YouTube gurus that we watch now. He was their mentor, and he knows a lot about YouTube laws, rules, that kind of thing. So I encourage you to consider following him as one of your YouTube gurus. That's number one. And he mentioned a 30-day challenge. So I clicked on it and signed up for it. Now, the interesting part was it says a new challenge, but it says it starts in May. So I think he ran it in May, and then he's going to run it again. I encourage you guys to consider jumping in on this free 30-day challenge because you will learn a lot. Some of the stuff that he has might be a little bit over your head. Some of it will not be. You will learn a lot. I know Stephanie and a couple of you other ones jumped in on Sean Cannell's 7-day video influencer challenge, and you learned a lot. You will learn as much on this 30-day challenge with Derral Eves because, like I said, Derral Eves has been so many of their mentors, and I think it's worth a shot to check it out. So I've got the link in the description box. It says it starts May 19th, and he gives you a couple of things he wants you to do before it actually starts, but just sign up for it. And he mentioned it like a couple of days ago that it's coming up. So maybe he just hasn't changed the dates yet, but I suggest you do consider jumping in on it because you can only grow from it. So Tammy said she's going to do it. I'm going to do it. So I encourage you guys to do that. All right. All right, so I've given the question of the day. Let's take a look at the shout outs tonight then. So again, if you guys, so Eileen, I can go ahead and answer that question. And then typically though, we'll save questions for the end, but your sisters can help you with that one too. I use the YouTube audio library. That's where I get my music from. Does anyone else get their music from somewhere else? But I get mine from the audio library just because I know it's free on there. That's where I get all my music from. Some people buy it from Audio Jungle and different places like that. But I use the YouTube audio library. Does anyone else get their music from anywhere else? If you do, let Eileen know where you get your music from, if you get it from somewhere else. And if you have to pay for it, let her know what that is. All right, so we're going to take a look at our mini channel audits tonight. And we're going to be starting out with hashtag watch me win. I love it. All right, so let me get myself back to YouTube on here. And the first channel we're going to take a look at is Maryland. Oh, and so I just typed in Maryland and Marilyn Monroe popped up. You type in Maryland, that's what you get, Marilyn Monroe. I need to type in fabulous designs on a budget. So that's who we're going to take a look at now. And when we look at Marilyn's channel, if we take a look at her value proposition, and what I mean by value proposition is what does she say her channel is about? So she says her channel is about, she says, hello, I'm Marilyn. On my channel, I will share with you how to create a budget-friendly home decor designs and styles, budget-friendly DIYs, shopping hauls, and more. I'm very passionate about taking that one item from trash to treasure, a room from not to hot, and transforming it into something fabulous. I hope you enjoy what I produce and I inspire you to create. So, pretty simple, Sherry. Hey, Sherry, I didn't know you were on. Welcome. Welcome to the Sister Circle. I think this is the first time you've been, well, no, that's the first time. It's been a very long time since you've been here. Good to have you with us tonight. So now that's Marilyn's value proposition. Her about page is where we get the value proposition. It tells us what you say you're going to do and what value you're going to offer. And keep in mind, ladies, that your about page is not about you. It's not, hi, I'm Denise and I'm a grandmother of 6 and I'm a retired nurse and now I decided I want to do a YouTube channel. No, your value proposition or your about page is about what you can do for them. So Marilyn says, I will share with you how to create budget-friendly home decor designs and styles, budget-friendly DIY. I'm passionate about taking one item from trash to treasure, a room from not to hot. So that's what she says she's going to do for you. She's going to teach you how to take a room from not to hot and things from trash to treasure. That's her value proposition. Now let's see if she lives up to that. What does she actually have on her channel? So, okay. Her latest video in the last 13 hours is rose gold inspired table setting. Let me get that up. And when we take a look at the thumbnail, and remember your thumbnail and your title should complement one another. They should not repeat one another, but they should complement one another. Rose gold table decor, just 4 words, so that's good. And then she's got the rose gold table decor in the, we can kind of see it, you know, in the background. And then there's a little picture of her over there on the left. It opens up with her sing, telling you what you're going to find on her channel. Budget-friendly inspiration. Let's see, how long is it? But she gives you, you know, lots of sliders about. Hey guys. You get lots of sliders that's showing you the different things that she's going to do on her channel. You get a couple of graphic pages that says budget-friendly inspiration. And then you see some decor. So, and then at 33 seconds, she starts talking. So there's that. So 33 seconds, she starts talking and she lets us know what she's going to be doing today.
Welcome to the channel, Fabulous Designs on
Welcome back.
And I am your host, Marilyn. So if you guys like budget-friendly home decor, DIYs, tablescapes, shopping haul, and a little bit of cooking on the side, you are definitely on the right channel. So if you guys are new to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe.
Now, the one thing that I might mention is that she opens up with welcome back to my channel. Well, if I'm new, it's not a welcome back. So she says welcome back, and then she says, and if you're new, I would try to figure out a way to kind of just make one statement for everyone, because that'll cut down just a couple seconds on what it is you have to talk about. So, okay, her title is Rose Gold Inspired Table Setting. Now, let's look at her description box. In this video, I'm teaming up with my YouTube sister, Shanji, living life to the fullest to bring you a rose gold inspired table setting. So now she got her title, Rose Gold Inspired Table Setting, in the first line of her description box, which is huge. Now, remember, the other important thing is to say your keyword phrase in the opening of your video, because YouTube is also listening. So, Marilyn, I would encourage you to consider when you open your video to say that something about the rose gold inspired table setting. And then once you've said, in this video, I'm going to show you a rose gold inspired table setting, and then blah, blah, blah. And then talk about, you can welcome them to the channel and that kind of thing, because at least people already know, oh, she's going to talk about rose gold table setting. And that's in the first few seconds. So that's just a suggestion. As I say every week, I'm not the YouTube expert. I've just taken a few classes and I'm sharing with you guys what I've learned, but I'm by no means an expert and I still got a lot of growing to do. So there's that. But we talked about the description box last week, and Marilyn's got that in that first line of the description box. So kudos to you, Marilyn, for doing that. Okay, so that's her latest video. So now let's go to video number 2. So the second video is shopping haul and bargains. Shopping haul bargains. Now, Marilyn, I'm not sure about those little stars that you have in the title. I don't know how well YouTube reads those, and I'm not sure what purpose they're serving. Just curious for that. But the video title is Shopping Haul Bargains. And okay, I got that. But you repeated the same thing in your title. And remember, you don't want to use the exact same words, because you want to try to complement the title with whatever it is you have in your thumbnail.
Shopping haul.
Okay. So now, and she did the same thing in this one. And we talked about this last week, and she's certainly making sure she gets that done. So in this video, I'm sharing a shopping haul from Joann Fabric Crafts store, Amazon, and Dollar General, etc. So she's got that information right in there. And she's letting you know she's got some 70 and 80% off items. So Sherry says one thing she's learned from larger YouTubers is to make your intro short. A long intro can make people click off. So getting right to the video helps to keep people interested. Yeah, Sherry, I've learned that same thing too. So that's one of the things that we're talking about, that I've been trying to share here too. So, but Marilyn, I can definitely see where you're executing that information in the description box. You're getting it done. And I think, though, you might want to rethink those little stars or asterisk marks in your title, because I don't know what they add there. But I want to know what you got, 70 and 80% off. So that's certainly a good. And see, that's what I think you might put in the title, something related to 70 and 80% off sale, because I'd be like, oh, well, what you get? I'd be more interested in taking a look at that. Stacy said, how long should the intro be? The intro should be less than 10 seconds. Actually, yeah, it should be less than 10 seconds. So if you can get it under 10 seconds, that's best, but no longer than 15. 15 seconds is the longest your intro should be. Now, we're looking at a couple different things here. There can be an intro, and then what we call a sting or logo. So if you have your intro, like if you guys have seen my videos now on this channel here, I don't have all those bells and whistles because I've not invested all of that into this channel. This is just us talking. But on my, so Marilyn says she didn't know that. Okay, so Marilyn, let me just tell you what I've learned from Sean Cannell and from mostly from Sean Cannell, but from some of the other YouTube gurus. Intro should be less than 15 seconds. The absolute longest, it should be 15 seconds, the absolute longest. And then you've got your logo or sting. So now what do I mean? When I give my intro, I'll say, in this video, I am making pork chops in the Instant Pot. Keep watching. That's my intro. That's less than 8 seconds. Or I might use a story. If we think about Selma Joffrey, and you can do a question or you can do a story. So did you buy a new Instant Pot and you're not sure? So did you get an Instant Pot for Christmas and you're not sure what to do with it? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how to make pork chops in the Instant Pot. Keep watching. That's less than 15 seconds. So I've given you a story and I've told you what we're going to do. Again, did you get an Instant Pot as a gift and you're not sure how to use it? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how to make meatloaf in the Instant Pot. Keep watching. So that's the intro, done, less than 15 seconds. So now it's going to be my logo, and that's where I've got that little thing that spins around that says this and that with Denise Jordan. Or Marilyn, it could be that slider that you have that has those nice little graphics moving to and fro, but that should not be longer than 15 seconds. So if you created that yourself, then you can, trim it down a little bit, but your intro and your logo together should be less than 30 seconds. So Marilyn, what we watched was your intro, which was your slider, was 30 seconds, and you didn't start talking until 30 seconds. I might have clicked off by now. So that's just something to think about. So, okay, let's see, am I missing any questions? So now Stacy said, let me try to find this. I think Stacy said she just jumped right in to her last video. Oh, there it is. I jumped. Let's see. I got a big arrow right in the middle of Stacy's comments. I'm trying to get to it to see it. So I skipped an intro in my last video to stretch the watch time. Is that a good idea or not? Did you say you added one or skipped one? Let me try to get there. Okay, I used an intro in my last video to stretch the watch time. Is that a good idea or not? Oh, an intro is always a good idea, Stacy. Definitely, it's a good idea. The intro is not to stretch your watch time. The intro is to let people know what the video is about. That's what your intro is. That's what the purpose of the intro is, to let people know what the video is about so they know if they're in the right place or not. So in today's video, we're doing a passionate purple tablescape. If you like purple, keep watching. That's the intro. And then if we're just meeting, I'm Denise Jordan, and I teach traditional homemaking for today's homemaker. That's my logo part. So if you don't have one of those little sliders or little logo things, it's okay. You can just go right on into whatever it is you're going to talk about. So styling with Stacy in this video, or have you been wondering how to use that new paint color, First Light? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how to do just that. Keep watching. Or if you don't want to say, like if you don't have a little thingy and you don't want to say keep watching, so maybe have you been wondering how to use that new paint color in your home? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how to use First Light Urban Williams Color of the Year in your home. But before we get into that, if we're just meeting, I'm Denise Jordan, and I teach traditional homemaking for today's woman. All of that is less than 30 seconds, but I've already told you what we're going to talk about. I asked you a question, like if you're concerned about that first light. I got to open this door. I'm burning up. I shut the door because my husband was downstairs talking and it can be kind of noisy. But when I shut the door, it gets real hot in here. But do you see what I mean? How to do that? Excuse me. You know, Eileen, these are just things to think about, and it doesn't mean that you have to go run and change them. What we talk about here is taking action by leveling up 1% with each video. You can't go back and change all those videos. You just can't. You don't have time for that. But what you can do is moving forward, think about what do you need to do differently next time. That's what you want to think about. So your intro, again, should be less than 10 seconds because you want people to know this is what we're going to talk about, and then you want to move on. Now, one of the trends that I've noticed with some people, like Michelle at My Everyday Wife Life, she does this quite well. What she will do, like you come on her video, just starts. It just starts. Maybe she's taking a walk in the woods. Maybe she's cleaning something in her home. And then Ruth at My Kentucky Fried Life does the same thing. And then Inspired by Nikki, one of the ones that I follow, she does that quite a bit. She just starts. The video just comes on and you're watching the video. And then you get a pause and she'll do an intro where she'll talk about whatever it is that she's going to talk about on the video today. And you get her little graphics or slider or whatever. So people can do it that way as well. Oh, Stacy said her intro was video. You want to try to engage the viewers right away. That's what I've learned, is that best practice is to try to engage the viewers right away. Okay, so, okay, Marilyn. So hopefully that was helpful for you. We've looked at 2 of Marilyn's videos. So Marilyn, I like what you're doing with your description box. I might suggest you go ahead and use all 3 of those lines, making sure you're getting your keywords in there. So, and then even though, oh, here's one of the other things that Derral Eves said on that hour-long live stream. He said, you know, tags aren't as important as they once were. And he talked to a YouTube person, I'm thinking it was him that said this, and said, you know, YouTube is listening now. They're listening. So putting the tags in the keyword box, in the tag box, isn't quite as important, but you want to make sure you're saying it in the first line of your video. So in Marilyn's video, shopping haul bargains, she might want to say in her video, in her opening statement, in this video, I'm sharing a shopping haul from Joann's Fabric Craft Store. I've got bargains 70 and 80% off. But if we're just meeting, I'm Marilyn and blah, 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 blah. So there's that. So make sure to say whatever it is in your title in your first line of your, you know, like in your opener. Now, I'm not sure who's incredible, but Stacy, you know what? Your voice is your voice. You're fine. So now Erin, no, N. So Renters Live Luxury by N. She says she also doesn't do voiceover. Should she talk in the start or writing, or is writing enough? From my perspective, I don't think writing is enough. I think there's got to be something there to engage the viewer. Now, it used to be writing was enough. If you look back on old YouTube videos, they would start out with some kind of a graphic and then they would get into the video. That's not how most YouTubers do it today. And if you look at the big YouTubers, they start out with some kind of an engagement where they're actually talking to you or you're starting the video. One of the trends I've noticed is that there are some videos where you're opening up and you're already into the video. I did that with my fairy garden video. I've been trying to experiment with it to see how people like it. I got a lot of positive comments about that they really enjoyed that, where you open up and you're already into the video. But I did it with a voiceover. That's the thing. I did it with a voiceover. And voiceovers, I think, are hard because you have to shoot the video and then you have to reshoot the video because you got to shoot the voice. And so you have to watch the video to figure out where the voice goes. But now Michelle at My Everyday Wife Life always does voiceovers and she likes them. Lots of people like them. And then Inspired by Nikki, most of her videos are voiceovers and a lot of people like to do that. So just let me suggest you guys do this. Look at the YouTube videos of the people that you follow that you really enjoy, the ones that you think do a really nice job, and examine how they do what they do. And when I say examine, that means pick it apart, take notes so that you know exactly what it is that they're doing. So there's that. So good night, Marilyn. I guess Marilyn's signing off. Yeah, Marilyn's still working. Yeah, voiceovers take a lot of work. They're nice and I get compliments on them when I do it, but they take a lot of work. And I just don't feel like I do a very good job at it. But Michelle does a good job with her voiceovers. And she's got the quirkiest music for some of them. I just love it. Okay, next person. Oh, create with Cindy now. Let's do her because she's next. And let's take a look at her. All right, so Create with Cindy, she's been with us for a long time. She was one of the first ones that I think that started with us when we started this sister circle over on the other channel. So Cindy, it is good to have you with us. And when we look at her channel, first of all, we'll check out her value proposition, meaning what does she say she will do for us? My phone is chirping at me. I'm going to ignore it. So now this is what she says. Hi, friends. This is Cindy. I'm a Christian mom and mama. And my hubby and I are empty nesters. I love all things decor. I especially love thrifting, budget shopping, DIYs, and doing tablescapes. I love to show how you don't have to spend a fortune to have a lovely home. If that sounds interesting to you, please subscribe and join the family. So, Cindy, one of the things that we've been talking about, and I don't think you were on for a while when we had this particular discussion, but we talked about the fact that, and I'm going to type this in, your about page is not about you. And that's one of the errors that so many people make. Your about page is about what you can do for them. That's where you start. What can you do for them? That's what your about page is about. So when YouTube brings up your YouTube channel, and if they're looking at your about page, they're only going to see the first 1 or 2 lines of your about page. So you want them to see the most important information. The most important information is not, my name is Cindy, I'm a Christian mom and mama. That's not the most important information. That's nice to know, but that's not what we need to know. What we need to know is that thrifting, budget shopping, DIY, and doing tablescapes is going to be something you teach us about. That's what you should have in your about page. That, you want to show us how to how to have a lovely home and not spend a fortune. That's what you're going to do for us. That's what I want to know. When I first come to this page, I don't care that you're a Christian, you're a mom, and you're a grandmother. Now, that sounds harsh. Now, I don't really mean that I don't care, but what I've learned is that your people that are coming to your channel, until they get to know you, they don't care. Now, I know you. So I'm interested in the fact that, like me, you're an empty nester, and like me, you're a grandmother. So push that information down just a little bit. So you might want to start out with, on this, you like hi friends, on my you, or even skip the hi friends, but on Create with Cindy, I'm going to show you, let's see, I'm going to show you how to have a lovely home and not spend a fortune. We're going to talk about all things decor or something like that. But, you know, we're going to use thrifting, budget shopping, DIYs, and more to create a lovely home and not spend a fortune. But something about, you know, something like that. That's what you want to do. And then after you have those first 2 or 3 lines done, you got the needed information covered, then add in the nice to know. See, that's what I think I've been seeing an interesting term on YouTube, which I found very interesting. And they talked about above the fold and below the fold, which is a newspaper term, but now they're applying it to YouTube. So let's say this is a newspaper. This is the top of the newspaper. This is the top half of the page, and you got your headlines and all that. And this is the bottom half. So, and then this is the middle. And when they fold a newspaper up, it's folded like this. So this part is the top. And so here's the top, and here's the bottom, and here's the fold. So above the fold is the part that people see when the newspaper is flat. They see this. The part that's on the bottom, they don't see. So when they talk about above the fold on YouTube, they're talking about when you have, let's see if I can find one. Well, when they're talking about above the fold on YouTube, they're talking about those first 1 or 2 lines that show up if your video or channel appears in search or suggested video, or in your description box, or even in your comment section. If you have to click the show more, let's say in your video description, and you click on show more, well, the show more, when you click on show more and then you see the stuff that's down there, that's below the fold. The stuff that's showing or appearing before you click on the show more button, that's above the fold. So that's what we mean. So you want to make sure that the most important information is above the fold. They don't want to have to click on show more to see it. Does that make sense? Hey, Leah Rowe, good to have you with us. All right, so now let's go see what you've got over there. So when I look at the videos that she has here, Tropical Vibes, hashtag Tropical Vibes. So Create with Cindy. So this is her title. And then she didn't put any words on her on her thumbnail, which some people are trying. Some people are experimenting with not putting any words on their thumbnails and see how it works. For some people, it works pretty good. Some people, it doesn't. So the title just says Tropical Vibes and hashtag Tropical Vibes. I'm not sure what it is that the Tropical Vibes is about. So when I look at this title, I'm not sure what we're talking about. I see a coffee table with some decor on it, but I'm not sure what we're doing in this video. Oh, I'm looking at Carol. She said her husband found an old birdhouse in the shed for her to make over. You guys know I like birdhouses. All right, so now let's take a look at the video. So it opens up with her little slider, her graphic, letting us know what we're going to find on her channel. Pretty little picture of her smiling face. "24 seconds" was the slider, and that's done. Now we're looking at something on her tablescape, but I don't hear any words yet.
In my arrangement, I added the rich color to my colors and for
Cindy, you don't start talking until you don't start talking until 1 minute and 4 seconds. So, Cindy, you say you're talking about decorating with the tropical theme, but you don't tell us that in the title. It's not on the thumbnail. I don't know what the video is about. So, I might not stick around to find out because I don't know what we're talking about. So, that's something to think about. Um, And then in your description box, you say, "We are to decorate using a tropical theme. This is hosted by Homebody with Ferlisa and My Style, My Colors." So again, one of the things you really should try to do is use your title in the first 2 lines in your description box. And your title says tropical vibes. You don't use tropical vibes anywhere in your title. So you want to make sure you do that. So you can always go back and tweak your title, as Diva is suggesting. You might need to add as a collaboration in your title. So you might want to add Tropical Vibes Tablescape Collaboration, or Tropical Vibes Tablescape Collaboration, and then a little slash, and then how to create a tropical vibes, or I don't know, something else you might want to add with that. But you definitely want to add something else to it. And this title is too short, like that is. It's just way too short. If you have vidIQ or even TubeBuddy as your as a free SEO tool, they might tell you that your title is too short, and this title is way short. And then remember, you've got those first 3 lines in your description box to let people know what your video is about. And you want to make sure you're using your keyword phrases in those first 3 lines and in your title somehow. So try to be sure to do that. Okay, so now we're going to look at the second video. And it's the bold, the beautiful, and the blue. And again, the same thing is going on in this one. You just say the bold, the beautiful, and the blue. But the bold, beautiful, and blue, what? Is it a tablescape? Is it a soap opera? Because I remember when they said this title, I thought, it sounds like a soap opera to me. But what is it that we're looking at? You're getting lots of kudos on that tablescape, though. People are really loving it. So here you say, we are to create a tablescape using predominantly the color blue. This is hosted by Fabulous Designs on a Budget, and then the other 3 people that you're hosting with. So Cindy, I suggest you work on your titles. We talked about titles a while back, and I've got a video on this channel where we went back to the basics and we talked about titles. I encourage you to take a look at those videos where we talked about titles. And then several of the YouTube gurus that I like, Sean Cannell, Nick Nimmons, and Derral Eves, and Tim Schmoyer, all have great videos about how to choose titles for your video. So I suggest you look at some of those. I think those could prove helpful. But look at my video first on how to create titles. Okay, let's look at. And then we'll look at you're at home with me, quarantine cooking week 4. Now you did a better job with this title, At Home with Me, Quarantine Cooking Week 4. We know exactly what it is you're doing in this video. It's quarantine cooking and it's week 4. So we're like, oh, this is week 4. I'll have to see what other quarantine cooking videos she has. So that's good there. You did perfectly there. And sounds like people are loving what you cooked on this particular one. And now you say this is a collab hosted by Denise Jordan of This and That with Denise Jordan and Kenya's Decor Corner. And this week I'm making chicken pot pie. Now, I appreciate the shout out. Kenya appreciates the shout out. But here's the thing. You need the shout out. They need to know what it is you're doing. So you might want to start out with, in this video, I am making chicken pot pie. Um, or On this week's episode of Quarantine Cooking at Home with Me, I'm making chicken pot pie. You got it all in the first line. And then you might say, this video is part of a collaboration hosted by blah, 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 blah. So, Cindy, I don't want you to feel like I'm being hard on you because I'm not. I'm just trying to share with you the things that I've learned. And you were gone for a little bit when we talked about some of these things. So she said she was being polite. And yes, you do want to do that. You do want to give credit to the people who are hosting the collaboration. But you need to get your props in first. So again, for this video, you might say, in this video or in today's video, I'm making chicken pot pie in the Instant Pot. And this video is part of a collaboration hosted by This and That with Denise Jordan. It's okay if the stuff you say about me and Kenya get down in, the third, fourth, or fifth paragraph or fifth line, but you need your information in lines 1, 2, or 3. So there's that. Oh gosh, I didn't realize the time. Time is getting away. All right, so we've done 3 of Cindy's. Who else are we supposed to do? Organized by Darcy and My Blessed Nest. Let's do Darcy real quick. Oh my goodness, I didn't realize it was so late. You guys didn't remind me. All right.
Hello, friends. Welcome to our channel, Organized by Darcy, where we take the very simple and inexpensive and make it look so elegant. So today I'll be showing you.
All right. The first 15 seconds, boom. She says, welcome to Organized by Darcy, where we take the inexpensive and make it elegant. So right away, we know exactly what this channel is about. In 15 seconds, she told us. And then she says, in today's video,
old cooking oil bottle and upcycled it to a container for my fabric softener in my laundry room.
In the next 10 seconds, she says, in today's video, I'm taking some kind of bottle and upcycling it to a dispenser for my fabric softener in my laundry room. So in 25 seconds, she's introduced herself and told us what today's video is about. Boom. That's what I'm talking about. I might have reversed it and I might have given my video topic first and then introduce myself, but she got it done in less than 30 seconds. So people are probably going to stick around and hear all of that. But just in case they don't, I'd probably let them know what the video is about first. But then again, if I'm in the organizing or I need some organizational help, I might go ahead and listen to them. So yes. So there's that. In her title, how to upcycle a glass bottle / jar. And then she's got the hashtag jar and bottle challenge. In her description box, she put the hashtag first, which is fine. And then today I'm upcycling an old bottle or jar to a fabric softener container for my laundry room. And this is a collaboration with several other YouTubers. And the hosts of this challenge are, and she tells who the hosts are. One thing I might suggest, Darcy, is put some spacing in between your sentences. So, for example, after you mention who the host challenges are, well, I don't know. It looks like you put a channel link after Sweet Urban Rose, but you didn't put a channel link in the other ones. So maybe I wouldn't put a link up there. I would just put the hosts for this challenge are and then list who the hosts are. And then down low where you said please visit, I would put their channel links down there. That's how I would do it. Okay. Um, so there's that. And there's a picture of Darcy with the bottle in the thumbnail. And then the second video, closet organization, hashtag spring clean with me series closet 2020. And then you see this beautifully organized closet.
Everyone, welcome to our channel organized by Darcy, where we take the very simple and inexpensive and make it look so, so elegant. So today I'm participating in a collab hosted by Kimberly Davis from Diva Designing on a Dime with Kimberly Davis. Now this is a 5-week series. We're actually in week 4 right now. And this week we're cleaning and organizing one area of our home. We have a choice of doing either our closet or pantry. I've chosen to do my closet.
So in 32 seconds, we know what we're going to get. So she's introduces herself in the first 15 seconds, and then she takes another 15 seconds to tell us she's in a collaboration where she can either organize her closet or pantry. So I'm thinking, Darcy does have a beautiful voice. I'm thinking, Darcy, that what you might want to do in this one is cut out just a little bit of the chatter right here and just tell them that you're going to be organizing your closet. And then you could say, before we get into that or something like that, that this video is part of a collaboration hosted by Kimberly Davis. And then you could give the details or the rules for the collaboration there. But don't use the first 30 seconds to put in that kind of information. Think about what's neat to know, nice to know, and nuts to know. That was something we used to talk about when we were planning lectures for our students. Need to know, nice to know, nuts to know. What they need to know is who you are and what you're going to talk about right now. That's what they need to know right away in the first 30 seconds. What's nice to know is the fact that you're participating in a collaboration and this is who the people are, and you got to choose between this or that, and this is what you chose, that kind of thing. So switch it around that way. Oh, okay. Okay. Yes, but yes, Darcy does have a beautiful voice. So, all right. So, yeah. And oh, the other thing I wanted to mention, the thumbnail on that closet thumbnail, beautifully organized closet. I'm like, gosh, I wish my closet looked like that. Okay, so Darcy says yes. Now that she knows, she does the information on the collab later. And that's the one big thing I want, that if you guys don't take anything else away from tonight but this, remember YouTube is listening to what you say. So in that first line, make sure you say the title of your video somewhere and the keyword somewhere in the first 30 seconds of that video, because YouTube is listening. So good job, Darcy. Nicely done. Let's take a look at your value proposition. I forgot to do that.
So this was the old bottle that I've converted to a new container for.
So when I look at your about page, welcome to my YouTube channel, where you will find great organizational ideas, tips, advice, and more for organizing every area of your home. Boom! My name is Darcy, and organizing my home is a hobby that I am passionate about. My channel is dedicated to contributing content that will inspire or motivate you to organize your home as well. So now we know exactly what this channel is about. She says, welcome to my YouTube channel, where you will find great organizational ideas and tips. That's her value proposition. That's what she's going to do for us. She's going to give us great organizational ideas and tips, because that's why we're there, because we want to know about that. Can you put first hashtags in the first 3 lines in your description box? Yes, you can. But you don't have to, but you can. The hashtags are going to show up wherever you put them in the description box. I believe they're going to show up where you want them. But yes, you can put hashtags in the first 3 lines of your description box. Not a problem at all. So yes, good job, Darcy. Okay, the next one we're supposed to look at is My Blessed Nest. Carolyn, My Blessed Nest. I'm going quickly, guys, because I didn't realize I was taking so long. You guys should have reminded me that I was just chattering too long. Okay, so first of all, Carol's got a channel trailer, as they do several of you, and I think Michelle had issued a challenge for us to do that. And then when At Penny's Place issued that challenge, many of us did create channel trailers based upon that. All right, so when I look at Carol's channel, let's see what her value proposition is. Welcome, my name is Carol. My channel is all about things home. I love to thrift, decorate my home, craft, organize, cook, meal plan, and save money. I'm on a journey to declutter my home and live a more intentional, minimal life. I feel blessed to enjoy and, that kind of thing. Okay. Well, we know right away that Carol's channel is about all things home and thrifting and decorating, but you might want to tighten it up just a little bit, Carol. So we know that, well, we do know your channel is all about all things home. Maybe check out I love to thrift, but all things home, including thrifting, decorating my home, craft, organizing, etc. Or talk about how you use thrifting to decorate your home. Because thrifting itself isn't necessarily home, I don't think. And then I'm on a journey to declutter my home. Can you come here? I got a lot of decluttering to do. I'm on a journey to declutter my home and live a more intentional, minimal life. And then you talk about some other stuff. So, okay, so good. So My Blessed Nest is why you chose that name. All right. So there's that. So now when we take a look at your channel, we see videos on home decor and more, thrift haul. Let's get organized, answering your questions about organization. And your thumbnail says organization Q&A. So there's that, nice and neat. Thrifted treasures is on this other thumbnail, and then it says home decor and more, thrift haul. So we know what we're getting in that video. Summer patriotic coffee table decor, lantern decor, My Blessed Nest. And then on the thumbnail, we can see a patriotic background. It says lantern collab or summer lantern collab. And then there's an invitation video. So let's take a look at this first video.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Carol, and the name of my channel is My Blessed Nest. Today, I'm going to be sharing a thrift haul with you that I've collected at an antique mall.
All right, so in 20 seconds, she has.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my.
She says, "Welcome back to her channel." Now, again, Carol, if this is the first time I've been there, you're not welcoming me back. I'm new, so that's one thing you might want to think about. You might just say, "Welcome to my channel" or something like that, and then she tells who she is and what she's. And the name of her channel, and then we've got a little graphic with the music that probably is less than 6 seconds. And then in 15 seconds, she tells us what she's going to talk about. So in less than 20 seconds, we've seen her introduction. We've seen her graphic, her little slider, and then she tells us what today's video is about in less than, like 20 seconds. So that's good. So boom, good job, Carol, for that. And we talked about that a few weeks ago. So she's incorporated that in there. So now Joan Brody says she's the worst. She doesn't even introduce herself. She just says, "Hey, y'all, welcome back," and starts the video. And her description box has never had a description. But now here's the thing, Joan. It seems to be working for you. Your channel is growing and you're very engaging, and it seems to be working for you. and people like it. So my husband says, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So what's working for you is working. Now, I might consider working more on your description box just because that can help you get um, better engaged with like the YouTube algorithm and maybe get recommended in search and that kind of thing. But it's working for you. So I'd say go ahead and get it started, but make sure you talk about in those first few lines, whatever it is you're going to talk about in the video, you might want to say it in there. So, okay, let's take a look at your description box. So Carol says, join me in this video to see all of the thrifted treasures I recently found at thrift stores, antique stores, and a tag sale. I found a lot of home decor and more. So we know what the video is going to be about because she tells us, but you don't use your title in your first three lines. And that's important. Now, you do use hashtags in the first three lines and you get them in there, but you might want to consider that. Gosh, people, I had no idea it was so late. Now, the next video is Let's Get Organized, answering your questions about organization. And then her video thumbnail says Organization Q&A.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. We're here tonight doing a live Q&A on organization.
13 seconds.
You can join us tonight.
13 seconds. Welcome back to my channel. Tonight we're doing a live Q&A on organization. So we know exactly where we are and what she's going to be doing. Yeah, well, you can rearrange the words a little bit, but try to say them as close to the exact title in your description box in those words. So in tonight's video, so if your video is Let's Get Organized, I'm answering your questions about organization. If that's the title of your video, then you might say in your opening, let's get organized, because tonight, let's get organized. And tonight, I'm going to be answering your questions about organization. Or you might say something like, have you been overwhelmed, or is your home in total chaos? Well, in tonight's video, Let's Get Organized, I'm going to be answering your questions about organization. Let's jump right in. Something like that. That's what I mean. Just figure out how to do it. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry I got it wrong. Is the roast okay? All right. All right, so there we are. It says, let's get organized, answering your questions about organization. And then at least we know what she's going to be talking about. And I don't know, sometimes I think a live stream is just a little bit different. I don't know. You guys can let me know what you think. But one of the things that I noticed about Carol, she's definitely applying the things we've been talking about on our videos. Oh, they're saying hi to you, hon. He is so funny. He tends to make a cameo every now and then. Okay. And then we gave kudos to Carol too because she actually she actually applies the things that we talk about. So now, Eileen, one of the things that we've challenged all of us to do is to go live on something that's relevant for our channel and our niche. And not just to go live, but there's a process in how you go about that, but to go live and to maybe even create a show. That's one of the things that Sean Cannon talks about, is creating a show for your channel. So now this is my show that I used to do on my other channel, but Carol is in the process of creating this Q&A show for her channel. So think about what you can create on your channel that you can do, like, each week. People say they love his cameos. He's so funny. But okay, so there's that. So there's Carol. And then she's really doing a good job, I think, in bringing her thumbnails, like bringing her thumbnails up to par and making them more engaging. When you take a look at them, when you take a look at them, hang on a second, Stacy. When you take a look on them, you know exactly what it is that you're going to get because she tells you about that in the thumbnail, but she doesn't use the exact same verbiage in the thumbnail that she does in the title. So they're very good. And she's making sure that she gets her face in most of them. I still need to work on that. So, yes. And then she was in a I Love Thrifting collab hosted by her and I think Ginger Rehab Chick. But anyway, so there's that. So we were going to also do My Style, My Colors, but I'm going to move her to next week. And we'll do her next week. But the other person listed, the Marika Creations, that I listed for a shout out. The only reason she's here is because I came across her in the Grandma Sandy's Fairy Garden Challenge. And she created a fairy house that was amazing. She's a DIY or crafter. And I thought you other people here that are crafters might want to see some of the things that she does and get some good ideas from her channel and just to kind of see what another fellow crafter does. And then Crafty Leanie is also here from that challenge. And so we'll have to maybe take a put her on the list for a shot. Well, she's here tonight, so you guys can certainly click on her channel and just kind of check her out and see the kinds of things that she does. Because I feel sometimes I kind of overlook the crafters or the DIY people since that's not my thing. So I thought you guys might be interested in seeing some of the things that she did and how she did it. She really had some pretty good ideas on how to put that fairy garden together and how she actually built the fairy house. I was amazed. So I think you guys might be interested in checking her out. Her link is in the description box. And just take a look at it, see what she does, and go from there. I wasn't really going to examine it or anything like that. All right. So now, as far as the open advice and collabs, I'm going to run through those really quick. And I think from now on, I'll just put 3 people in to get shout outs. Okay. I'm just going to go quick with the list. June 3rd, Q&A. Oh, wait a minute. All right, that's the wrong thing. I forgot to take those off. Okay. So, starting on June 10th, we have the 5 things I thrifted every day. 5 things I thrifted and use every day, hosted by Carol of My Blessed Nest and co-hosted by Yvonne of Ginger Chick Rehab on June 10th. On June 11th, we have the Summer Trash to Treasure, hosted by Sonia, the Domestic Diva, and co-hosted by Lisa at Lisa and Company. So it's a Summer Trash to Treasure. And again, that's on June the 11th. On June 12th, we have the DIY Red, White, and Blue Challenge, hosted by the Heidi Sanbo DIY. And for those of you into DIY and crafting, not necessarily even that, I think it would be interesting for you to examine what Heidi Sanbo is doing and think about how can you make some of the strategy that she's using work for you. And then one of the things that I did see when I was checking her channel out the last time is that her Friend Friday, she's not going to be doing anymore. She's going to be doing something else. So is a Friend Friday or some kind of something weekly in the cards for those of you that do DIY? How can you tweak that Friend Friday and make it work for you? I'm just saying. June 13th, the Summer Bar Card Collaboration, hosted by Marilyn at Fabulous Designs on a Budget and co-hosted by Kimberly Davis of Diva Designing on a Dime. June 14th is the Coffee Table Decor Challenge, Summer 2020, hosted by Suye at My Style, My Colors. She does this every season. June 14th also is the Home Tweet Home Challenge, hosted by Leah Rowe at Junker Necker and co-hosted by Indiana Jones. And I just thought that was so funny, Indiana Jones. June 14th is another challenge. It is the Useful DIY Challenge, hosted by Moom at Moomdos Live Handmade and co-hosted by Sonia at Domestic Diva 76. This one is the Repurposed Glass Challenge. And then on June 15th is Moi Challenge. It is the Summer Kitchen Vignette. And I've got my invite video up. You guys can check that out. June 15th is also the Summer Bathroom Vignette, hosted by Saving with Miss V. June 17th is the Father's Day Tablescape. And it is the Men in Your Life is what it's called. Men in Your Life Father's Day Tablescape, hosted by Stephanie at Creatively Miss Me with Stephanie and co-hosted by Theology. June 18th is the Gifted, Thrifted, and DIY Tablescape, hosted by Shanji from Living Life to the Fullest. And it's just me, Robin, and Tammy at Me, Myself, and I'm DIYing it. And then June 19th is the Craft from My Stash. Now, this one should be really interesting where you create a craft from your stash. And this one is hosted by Kiki DIYs. And you guys know Kiki used to jump on with us before. She hasn't been with us for a while, but you know, she's one of our sisters. June 20th is the Summer Seasonal Coffee Beverage Bar Collab, hosted by Diva Designing on a Dime and co-hosted by Kenya's Decor Corner. June 20th is also the Outrageous Orange Tablescape Challenge, hosted by Marilyn at Fabulous Designs on a Budget and co-hosted by Liz at Jazzy Green Decor Style. So Marilyn is co-hosting a tablescape featuring a different color either every month or twice a month, and then she will have different co-hosts with each one. Also on June 20th is the $30 Summer Wardrobe Challenge, hosted by Joan Brody, the Thrift Queen. On June 23rd is the Summer Fireplace Collaboration, hosted by Stephanie at Creatively Miss Me with Stephanie and Kenya at Kenya's Decor Corner. On June 26th is the Flippin' Friday, hosted by Board or Bananas. And she's going to be doing this Flippin' Friday on the third Friday of every month. So be sure and check that out if it's something you might be interested in. But it's like a flip thrift, that kind of thing. Invite videos are out. June 26th is another one on June 26th. It's a summer affair hosted by Me, Myself, and I'm DIYing it, and co-hosted by Uniquely Tay. June 30th is another challenge by Moi, and it's the Moonlight Clean With Me Summer 2020. It's an After Dark Clean With Me challenge, June 30th. July 5th, the Galvanized Tablescape 2020. This one is hosted by Diva Designing on a Dime. July 11th is the Container Garden Challenge, hosted by myself, This and That with Denise Jordan, and Lacey at Lacey Space, and then her sister Chrissy at Make It with Chrissy. July 11th is also the Red, White, and Blue Tablescape, hosted by Marilyn at Fabulous Designs on a Budget, and co-hosted by Shanji at Living Life to the Fullest, and Elaborate Designs by Aisha. July 18th is the Denim, Diamonds, and Pearls and Lace Tablescape, hosted by Marilyn and Fabulous Designs on a Budget, and co-hosted by Shanji, Living Life to the Fullest. Oh, Junker Necker says on June 13th is a Hawaiian luau. June 13th. Let me get that in. Thank you, Leah. Buy if it ain't cheap. I'm not buying it. And I appreciate you guys letting me know about these other collabs, because there's sometimes I miss them when I search. So I'll get that one on the list. So let's see, July 11th, Container Garden Challenge. July 11th, Red, White, and Blue Tablescape Challenge, hosted by Marilyn and Shanji and Aisha. July 18th, Denim, Diamond, and Pearls and Lace Tablescape by Marilyn and co-hosted by Shanji. And July 19th, the Patio Paradise Collab 2020, hosted by Diva Designing on a Dime. I think that might be the last one that I've got. So let me just double check that. I think that's it. Yep, that's the last one I've got. So Thrift Queen has a 100% thrifted tablescape on June 28th. Okay, Joan, I'll get that one on the list. Guys, I won't get these in the description box until tomorrow since it's so late, but June 28th. Joan, thank you for letting me know. Send me those. You guys can send me those June 28th. Thrifted. So 100% thrifted tablescape on June 28th, hosted by the Thrift Queen. And I'll get that on the list. And do you guys know of any others that I've missed? All right. Guys, we've been on here forever. I am so sorry. You know what? Maybe what we might need to do, like a Diva or Michelle, those moderators that are on here, maybe you guys might just say, okay, like, you know, like if we're, when you're talking in front of a room, you can have someone that can go like this and say, okay, you got 10 minutes or whatever. Maybe one of you guys might want to do is say, okay, Denise, you've been on an hour. Okay, it's been an hour and a half, so that I speed things up or don't talk. But what I will do differently is we'll only have 4 people that we do shout outs for. I won't list this many. We'll only just do 3 or 4. All right. Thank you guys for staying on with me for all this time. I do appreciate it. I am sorry to keep you so late. I had no idea that we were running so long, but I thought we had some good discussion tonight. And whenever we have some really good discussion, it ends up like that. All right. Oh yeah, I know it's late tonight. So yeah. So again, check out the people that we gave shout outs to. Be sure to check them out. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Good night, everybody. Thanks you guys for staying on.